Hey, astronauts, welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast. I'm your pilot, Justin.
And I'm your co pilot, Paul. Buckle up because today in episode 14, we're discussing Facebook and the 2020 presidential election. The information in this episode comes from Facebook.com, the New York Post, New York Times, and NPR. So, Justin, can you fill the crew in on what Facebook is doing to limit the election chaos? That's a quote from them, not from me. Election chaos this November.
Yeah, absolutely. So, according to Facebook's About section on their website, they laid down some four main bulletin points. Quote,
Mm-hmm.
the first one says, "We won't accept new political ads in the week before the election." The second one says, "We'll remove posts that claim that people will get COVID 19 from taking part in voting, and will attach a link to authoritative information about the coronavirus to posts that might use COVID 19 to discourage voting."
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
The third one says, "We will attach an informational label to content that seeks to delegitimize the outcome of the election or discuss the legitimacy of voting methods. For example, by claiming that lawful methods of voting will lead to fraud." And the final one says, "If any candidate or campaign tries to declare victory before the final results are in, we'll add a label to their post directing people to the official results from the Reuters and the National Election Pool."
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like they're taking a lot of steps to help stop the spread of misinformation during this upcoming election. Even saying that if a candidate declares a victory on the platform, that the post will be, flagged or labeled, like they said, and Facebook will direct users to see the official results from the national election pool.
You're right, and Mark Zuckerberg had this to say about the results as reported by the New York Post. Quote, "Many experts are pretending that we may not have a final result on election night. It's important that we prepare for this possibility in advance and understand that there could be a period of intense claims and
Mhm.
counterclaims as the final results are counted," which is totally plausible.
Right. Now, I think it's a fair claim. I think it's going to take a super long time to get everything sorted out because of obviously the circumstances, all the mail ballots, and everything else that's kind of going on right now. But Justin, can you fill the crew on why Facebook is concerned already about this upcoming election?
Yeah, according to an article by the New York Times earlier this month, both Facebook and Twitter have already reported several disinformation campaigns by a group named the Internet Research Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Some American officials are worried about a broad effort by Russian intelligence to use fringe websites, spread conspiracy theories, and sow division in the United States. According to the New York Times article, quote, the fake network and site did not reach as big as an audience of the group's efforts in 2016, but the campaign came with a new wrinkle. The Russians hired real Americans to write for the website. The site, called Peace Data, also used personas with computer generated images to create what looked like a legitimate news organization.
Wow, that's pretty insane. That they could be hiring Americans to write articles to kind of spread that chaos around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why Facebook is taking some of these precautions. But I did some digging around in my settings on Facebook because I wanted to see what the process was to be able to place a political ad. It's fairly easy to find in your privacy settings. I think you just go to your settings, privacy settings, and section, the first page. But here is what they require to kind of prove who you are. First of all, two factor authentication. They confirm what country you're currently living in. And they also require you to send proof of personal ID. So this can be, a driver's license, a passport, even, or a state ID.
So it sounds like it wouldn't be difficult going forward to create one of these ads. However, it's the internet, and as we
Yeah.
discussed in earlier episodes, it's easy to fake something and spread it fastly over the internet.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's certainly true. You know, but Facebook has taken another interesting approach to the upcoming election. They're actually paying users to stay off the platform from late September, all the way through the end of election day.
Hmm. Facebook is conducting a study to assess the impact of social media on an election. Selected users can opt in to take surveys or even stay off the platform for an extended amount of time. According to an article from the New York Post, quote, to assess the impact of social media on voting, the company will need to pay selected members up to $120 to deactivate their accounts beginning at the end of September.
Yeah, according to the article, the compensation, I guess, is pretty standard when it comes to academic research. But they're actually anticipating between 200,000 to 400,000 participants in the study this fall.
It'll be super interesting to see the results of that. Social
Hmm.
media seemingly has a ton of impact on popular opinion and election results. It'll be good to see some actual data on that.
No, I agree. I'm actually super interested to see how that pans out. Because like you said, I mean, stuff can spread super quickly, but I want to see like the actual impact. So
Yeah, for science.
yeah, exactly for science. So in summary, Facebook has publicly stated several measures to make to protect the integrity of the U.S. elections, forcing users to verify their information when placing political ads and labeling any posts that may falsely claim election results. They are also arranging an academic study to determine the impact of social media on elections.
Alrighty, don't forget to follow our channels on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in the written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Forest Social, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at forestsocial.com. Thanks for coming along on our journey, and we'll see you guys in the next one.